I just realized this. Anthony Davis could theoretically be the best player on any team in the NBA except for maybe the Clippers and the Nets. And he still chose to go to the Lakers despite his own ego for the better cause of winning a championship with LeBron James and other players in LA. That decision alone is why I believe he's elite. And I'll get into it in a bit. So for right now, it is July 12th, 2020 here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. And for this episode of The Elite, I was going to get into Anthony Davis, the second piece of probably the most dangerous combo in the NBA. And for those of you that aren't fully aware of what Anthony Davis is all about, I'll just give you a little bit of background. So first, Anthony Davis is a 27-year-old power forward playing for the Los Angeles Lakers out of Chicago, Illinois. He stands at 6'10". He's 253 pounds. And he's kind of manning the center. He's manning the interior of the Lakers defense. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. He's incredibly tall. He's incredibly smooth and coordinated with a very, very smooth jump shot. He can score with a variety of moves, and it looks as though he's entering his prime. And he's a very, very good player, and I've seen basically his whole career pan out. So he's a fun player to have watched up until this point in his career. I'm glad that he's on the Lakers now because it sucked having to watch him suffer on the Pelicans for all those years, and he might actually win a championship because of it. So just getting into a little bit of his background, he, like I said, top prospect out of Chicago, Illinois. He was, of course, he was Jordan Brand Classic MVP, he was an All-American. That's how good of a high school prospect he was. I believe he was the top prospect, but I don't want to get into that one. He then went to Kentucky under Calipari and was a one and done. That year, Kentucky. I'm trying to remember that because he was a rookie in 2011, 2012 when John Calipari in Kentucky, when they won the championship. I actually remember that now. No. Kentucky definitely won that year, and Anthony Davis definitely kind of led the way, averaging 32 minutes a game while scoring 14 points, averaging 10 rebounds, and almost 5 blocks per game. He was averaging 6 blocks per 40 minutes. So that's what he was doing. He finished the season with let's see if I can name all these let's see if I can name all these accolades, achievements. He was a champion. He was named to the NCAA All-Tourney team, All-Region, he was the All-Tourney most outstanding player. He was the AP Player of the Year, a consensus All-American. He won the Wooden Award. He won the Naismith Award, the Rupp Trophy. He was the SEC Player of the Year after being on the All-SEC team, the SEC Tourney team, the All-Defense team, the All-Freshman team. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year and the SEC Rookie of the Year. That all happened. Well, in addition to being the SEC Player of the Year, while being, the best player in college basketball. And that comes from doing what he did in the short year that he did it. And this is all from 40 games of work. And they were able to lead. He was able to get them there. He was a good enough prospect for him to be drafted first overall in the 2012 NBA draft out of Kentucky by the New Orleans Hornets because they were the Hornets at the time. And that summer, he was able to compete with the Olympic team abroad in London, where they won the gold medal. So, of course, Anthony Davis, up until when he started his NBA career, he already had a legendary basketball career. All he had to do was do it. So when he first got there, I believe he lost the Rookie of the Year race to Michael Carter Williams, but he was still named to the All-NBA Rookie First Team, whereas on the Pelicans, he started 60 of the 64 games he played in while averaging 13 points, 8.2 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks a game. And then in his age 20 season was the year he made his first AllStar Game while averaging 20.8 points, 10 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks, leading the NBA in his second year in the league at 20 years old. All while, the Pelicans, this is the first year being the Pelicans. They missed the playoffs yet again. His third season in 2014-15, his age 21 season, was the year that the Pelicans finally made the playoffs under him. He led the way, averaging 24.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 2.9 blocks while shooting 53% from the field. No, I mean, that's what he was doing. And then the Pelicans ended up making the playoffs and losing in the first round to the Warriors. They get swept by the Warriors in the first round. But of course, and this was when Anthony Davis made his second All-Star game at 21, already establishing himself as a possible player that's on the Hall of Fame track, and I still think he is. But ever since his age 20 season, he hasn't missed an All-Star game. His age 22 season in 2015-16, the Pelicans finished 12th in the West, didn't really do anything that year. Anthony Davis still finished the season averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks a game, all while playing 61 games that season. The next year in 2016-17, the Pelicans would finish 10th in the West with 34 wins. While they did host the All-Star game, and Anthony Davis was named an All-Star, and he was the All-Star game MVP that season. He averaged 28 points, 12 rebounds, and once again 2 blocks on 2 assists, shooting 50% from the field. And this was he played 25 games that season. This was once again his age 23 season. He was only 23 by that time, and by 23, by the end of his age 23 season, he played 5 seasons for them as an All-Star. I mean, if that's not elite, then what is? In his in 27-18, in his age 24 season, the Pelicans finished 6th in the West. They ended up sweeping the Trailblazers in the first round, and they lost to the Warriors in the second round in 5 games. Anthony Davis that year he played all 75 games. He finished with 28 points, 11 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 2.6 blocks, leading the league in blocks for the 3rd year. He was named to an all-defensive team, of course, all-NBA team, all of the like. But I mean, this is what he was doing. I mean, he made the all-defensive first team for the first time. He made his 3rd all-NBA first team in addition to 2015 and 2017. I mean, that's Anthony Davis. This was the last year that he made the playoffs with the Pelicans. And after that, it was all kind of really not downhill for the Pelicans, but after that, he really kind of stopped trying. In the 2018-19 season with the Pelicans, Davis played 56 games, still qualified for an All-Star game, by the way. Finished with 26 points, averaging 12 rebounds, 2.4 blocks, all while shooting 52% from the field. That year, the Pelicans would finish 13th in the West with 33 wins. A lot for a 13th seed, but still. Anthony Davis had decided early on, he played his last game in New Orleans, and he decided that summer to join LeBron James. Well, I mean, the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis eventually ended up on the Lakers. And in his first year, he played and started in 55 games while averaging 26.7 points, 9.4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks on the Lakers while playing alongside LeBron James on a Lakers team that is currently leading the NBA. That's currently leading the NBA standings, leading the Clippers by at least 5 games. So that's the role that Anthony Davis plays right now. With the numbers that he averaged, he could very well be the best player on any team. He could have decided to go anywhere, take the money, and decide to build a title contender around himself. I mean, because a lot of players that are that good, they would have the ego. They're like, I should be the best player on a championship team. No. Anthony Davis put his ego aside and decided that the best way for him to win a championship, especially with all these teams forming, was to join a player who was better than him in LA and then wait for LeBron James to be done so we can eventually take over. From what it looks like, I feel as though Anthony Davis, now that he's in LA and he's 27 years old, I feel as though he's going to be there for at least another 5 years. Because his game is more than his athleticism, I think Anthony Davis can have a very long, impactful career in the NBA. He's very, very smart. He knows how to use his body. And I think it says a lot, the decision that he made to join the Lakers in his quest to win a championship. Because at the end of the day, you signed up to be a professional basketball player, yes, to get paid, but a lot of these players signed up just to win the national championship or to win the finals. And it looks like Anthony Davis decided to make the choice that was best for him. He decided to join LeBron in LA and see what it does for him. And as of right now, at 27 years old, Anthony Davis is a 7-time All-Star, a 3-time block champ. He's made 3 All-NBA teams, 3 All-Defensive teams. He made the All-Rookie team. He was an AllStar Game MVP on top of every single award he earned in college in his 1 year there and winning the national championship. So when you look at Anthony Davis's whole career, take a step back and see what he's doing, there's no question he's an elite basketball player. The decision that he made, it was an elite one. I guess it ensures that he'll never be the best player on a championship team, but why does it matter? He's still a championship player on a championship team, and it looks as though the Lakers might win. And if the Lakers win, Anthony Davis deserves a lot more credit than what he currently gets. And with that, I appreciate you. I know this was a very long piece, but I appreciate you for listening to all 10, 11 minutes of this. And if you get a chance, look out for my boy. He's currently wearing number 3 on the Lakers. I have no idea whether he's going to change his number he's going to change his number next year to 23. We have no idea. But with that, I appreciate you for listening to me. I wish you all the best. Hope all is well with the quarantine. And I just want to say peace out.